it with you. And you need to know how to identify your promise. Lord have mercy. And see, what I found out is a lot of us not carrying our promise. Lord have mercy. And see, what you got to do, you got to get to a place that I know what my promise look like. Because I posted my promise. And run our house on the refrigerator. You know, I call myself on the treadmill. I call myself on the elliptical. Now, I know y'all not can't tell it now, but I'm a work in process. But run on the refrigerator where all of us go. I write the vision down. I write my prayer request down. And I know the children might not understand, but I'm posting it. Yeah. And not only that, when I go in there, when I'm getting water or I'm getting something I ain't got no business eat, I see it because it's before my eyes. Y'all ain't hearing this. Y'all ain't hearing this. And so, Roy, this is what the Lord began to show me. That when a cop puts his eyes on his suspect, he alerts, good God Almighty, he alerts back up. He said, I have an eye target of our suspect. Lord have mercy. And y'all know we didn't come in here to serve no word, but do you really have an eye target on your promise? And once he sees that, it seems like something in him makes him go hard. Lord have mercy. And if he's down in the ghetto, he knows that I really might not, good God Almighty, I might not be able to stay in the car because there's some back streets that he might go to. And see, a lot of us think that you're going to get the manifestation of all your promises within these 4 walls, but some of your promises are going to be manifested out there, and you'll come in here and testify about it. Yeah. So hard, this is what the Lord began to show me. He said, there are some people that had their eyes on a promise that I gave them. He said, but the problem is they let off the gas. Good God, right? They gave up too fast. They didn't feel like good God. They didn't feel like chasing because it was at the end of the ship. And so what the Lord said, I need you, Terry, to release something to my people because they have fainted. I need you to push faith into my people and stir them up because my promise is right in front of them. Yes, my promise. God said, I made you some promises, and the promise you got to seize it. You got to bring it into custody. So here is this officer. Here's this officer in the car, Lord, and all of a sudden he's chasing it. People see he got the siren because he come in the church and say, I know God gonna do what he told me to do. I believe it. I named it. I claimed it. I decreed it. And all of a sudden, people in town see that ain't nobody in the back seat. And so then when the Lord began to give me the illustration at 6:12 a.m. when you can stand on your feet, he said, sometimes there are some promises that manifest fast. See, I was one of the ones that when the police came to get me, I threw my hands up. I threw my hands up fast because I didn't want them to shoot me. I didn't want them to eliminate me. So I don't have no charges called resisting arrest. Not saying I ain't got no charges because I got a lot of them, but there's some things, Brother Henry, that I just don't want to do. But there was some young man that used to sit with me, that used to ride with me. Real fast. Real fast. And see, sometimes them chasing him helped me. And what happened? I found that they was chasing him, Minister Thomas. And he was so elusive that they got mad and want to come back and get me. But by that time, I had to get rid of my stuff. And then when the Lord began to show me, I made some promises. The people that's here today have heard me speak to them. There's some things that God has spoken into your spirit. Not only you, there's some things that some people have heard prophetically. And now you're doubting that, God, did you speak to that prophet? God, did you speak to him? And this is what the Lord showed me. At the end of this text, where it says he is faithful, that promise, that word faithful means God has a way of inducing, good God Almighty, inducing faith in you. I said, well, what you talking about? He said, I have a way of influencing you by the words I speak into you. See, women understand inducing labor. That means they're going to influence their body to go ahead and deliver. But the way God induces labor for us to give birth, he induces us with the word of God. He's influencing and inspiring you to have a confidence in his words. And so the Lord said, as I speak these promises, and some of them haven't manifested yet. He said, the reason some of them haven't manifested, go ahead, boy. He said, go. He said, it looks like doubt is in the way. I can't get to my problem because unbelief is in my way. Bitterness is in my way. Fear is in my way. So as I walk in faith and begin to shun these things, I got to grab this thing in my mind. I can't back up because he's moving, because that promise is mine. I got to possess this. Even though it looked like he was getting away, I made up in my mind that I was going to bring the promise into custody. I made up in my mind, in spite of who I had to go around, I might have had to trip a few times. I might have stumbled a few times. But I had to keep my eyes. You see how many people in here, I never looked at them because I was watching good God. My promise. Are you watching your promise? I'm watching my promise. Yeah, I'm watching my promise. Yeah, I'm coming to my promise. I got to. And the Lord said to me, your promise is a word. And it's like a word that arrested you when you got saved. Now you need to switch your mind and want to arrest that word like it arrested you. It's okay. He said, give them some proof. Paul said, not that I have already obtained, but I'm pressing to apprehend. Good God Almighty. I'm pressing to take into custody that which took me into custody. Paul said I was on Damascus Road. My name was Saul, good God. And it changed my name with the word. I've been identified my whole life by Saul, but he comes to me and visits me when I'm on my way. Doing what I thought was right. And he changed my name. And then I fall down. And I can't see like I used to see. But I hear a voice begin to talk to me. And said, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? Why kickest against the pricks? And then how that thing goes, it's like an animal kicking back on a pointed arrow. You ain't hurting nobody but yourself when you fight against the promises. And so now Paul can't see, but he can hear. And God leads him to a place. And God speaks to a man and tells him, I need you to lay your hands on Paul. Because he's a chosen vessel. This ain't got nothing to do with the message, but I believe God has set this up because there's chosen vessels in this place today. There's people that have been called by God already. God has called your name already. God has spoke some things to you already. And I'm just speaking. I know it looks like we ain't going on, but I'm just speaking right now because I know the Lord is speaking into somebody's spirit right now. God has called your name already. And you heard it. And you're wondering, Lord, was that you? Yes. 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 That is the Lord. I know I'm fighting. I'm fighting right now. I'm wrestling right now with God about you. Yes, I'm wrestling with God about you right now. Every time I'm trying to give this, God is continuing to walk me to you. And I don't know what all God has said to you already. But he said, I called you. Good God, and I chose you for such a time as this. You already know what God has called you to do. Don't worry about that. That ain't even you no more. That you, let me tell you something. Just walk right around here one time. I'm going to tell you what this is. That's just a victory lap. That's just a victory lap. Because sometimes we have to get past something in our mind. Sometimes we can't walk in victory because so much is in our mind. You can call me TK, you can call me the dope man, but I know I've been hand chosen. And if you know that God has hand chosen you, that he came through 1 and 2 generations for you, you ought to give God a victory lap too. You ought to be able to say, Lord, I thank you, I praise you, Lord, I give you glory. I know what they call me, but that ain't what you call me. I might have been doing it, but that ain't me. Good God. I might have been doing it. I might have been God. I might have been doing it. I'm God. Good God. I might have been doing it, but that ain't me. That ain't me. That ain't me. That ain't me. Sometimes you got to talk to yourself when you make a mistake. That ain't me. I know I wouldn't do that. That ain't me. I know what God called me. That ain't me. Yeah, that ain't me. 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 I feel like an auctioneer right now. I need to tell somebody that ain't you. That ain't you. Good God, that's what you're wrestling in. It ain't you. It ain't you. It ain't you. It ain't you. He said, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war in the flesh. He said, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling, good God, down of strongholds. Yeah. Listen to this. That's a picture, that's an impression. You see it. A stronghold could be in your mind of some impressions, some pictures of some situations. And God says sometimes you got to go in your house. Yeah, I ain't talking about y'all. And you got to begin to take stuff down that don't line up with your destiny. Let me tell you what I told them in prison. And the altar is open. You can come for prayer, you come give your offer, whatever, it's open. This is what I told them in prison. They said, TK, I heard you had some nice cars. I heard. They said, I heard. They said, let me see your picture book. I said, let me talk to you, my man. I said, I was in here in 93. I said, I was in here in 93. I had a photo album of all the fixed-up cars and all the Daytona trips. I said, I had all that stuff. And Brother John, I said, I had all that stuff. I said, let me tell you what happened to me. I was sitting here on the bed, rejoicing of the place I was in. I said, but I got another picture album. I don't know what you think you're going to see. I said, that good God Almighty. I said, that car that I had, I said, we sold that joker within the first 60 days when I got saved. I said, I left my girlfriend Sylvia, which is my wife, not pregnant. I said, so the rims that was on that car produced some money. I said, we sold that stuff. I said, if you need to see a picture in my book, I said, everybody got their clothes on. Y'all I said, ain't nobody gonna be in there with bathing suits. I said, there's some pictures in there that talk to me. They might not talk to you. I said, I've been in here now since 97. I said, here it is, 2000. I said, I'm seeing pictures of my children growing up. I said, I'm trying to get to the promises those kids God gave me.